Y'all, I need to let you in on a little secret. I think Jessica Chastain is my new favorite actress. Hey y'all, today we're going to be reviewing The 355, the newest spy action thriller from Universal Pictures, and this one is a really fun one. The 355 follows Jessica Chastain as Mace, a CIA agent who is working to secure a high-tech hard drive that holds the power to potentially start World War III. However, when her mission goes wrong and authorities can no longer be trusted, Mace teams up with the top agents of the world's spy organizations to save the world before anyone knows it's even at risk. This one was one I have been waiting for a while. I remember seeing this trailer like last spring-ish, and I don't know exactly how many times this movie has potentially been delayed, but I was really looking forward to this one. It stars Jessica Chastain, it stars Sebastian Stan, it has Penelope Cruz, Lupita Nyong'o, and even Edgar Ramirez, who I'll talk about in a little bit. Does the movie actually hold up to the standards I've been setting for it for quite some time? What is great about this movie is I think a lot of times in a movie that has an all-female cast or that is trying to be a female version of such and such, you can just imagine how some of these movies get pitched. Some of them tried to be so self-aware. There went from a time where self-reference and postmodern filmmaking was like really trendy to where it became like so annoying that it was truly just so that people could be like, oh, they're pointing this or they're pointing out this. And this film does not do that, which I really appreciated. There's specifically a line in there that I think comes at a very integral part of Jessica Chastain and Lupita Nyong'o, Mace and Khadijah's relationship within the film. And it is the line, James Bond never has to deal with real life, but James Bond always ends up alone because the women are dealing with how their life and their careers affect their personal lives and their lives potentially trying to get out of the intelligence agency line of work that they're in. But it was a way to sort of acknowledge, like, yes, this is a very James Bond-esque movie without be like, oh, well, James Bond never had to run in heels or didn't have to do this. These characters, these women, for the most part, I felt were pretty well-rounded women. Each of the women were distinct enough, but they weren't just stereotyped into this is the hard ass and this is the nice girl and this is the girl that really just wants to be a mom. Obviously, some of those elements are at play, but they play into really nice character arcs that, although they aren't like the most extreme character arcs for a character, and it's not like super profound the changes that some of these characters go through, I did feel like a good number of them had a pretty decent arc or had individual stakes in the team mission that made this a really interesting one. However, I do feel like because there were 5 women that this film was trying to focus on, a lot of stuff ended up being sort of rushed. For a like about 2-hour movie, this film has a pretty good pace. There's a lot of action, it is quick moving, there isn't a lot of sitting still and explaining of things. However, because the film is running so fast, I feel like there's times when instead of having a proper scene to show characters' relationships or kind of establish something that will be important later on in the plot, it's sort of shortened into like a one-worded piece of dialogue that then ends up just sort of coming back later. And it's like, sure, they set it up, but it was a little rushed. Specifically, Mace and Nick have this relationship that is established from the outset of the film, but I feel like their chemistry is not really able to be explored because the film is constantly rushing to catch up to the next plot beat, which for an action movie I understand, and it does not have the same whiplash effect that I feel some Jason Bourne films had. That I really appreciated that it removed the camera a little bit from the action, but some of the pacing of the film is so breakneck pace that certain things that I think I really enjoyed about the film weren't able to be explored as thoroughly as I wish they would have been. Another critique I sort of have of this movie is that it falls into a lot of the cliches, and I'm starting to see films in this genre of action, spy, intelligence agency, corrupted government that are sort of falling into. They have cliches of the invisible enemy, and we used to know how the enemy is. I'm kind of really getting tired of having that conversation in spy movies. We had it in No Time to Die. We had it in this one. The technology is evil that just becomes a little cliched after a while when we're constantly having to pause the actual action of the film to explain to the audience who poses these real threats in national security in real life to just explain this. And so that sort of vague high-tech threat is starting to get a little old in films, not because it's not relevant, but because of just the way the films choose to explore them. It's not really something I can knock this one film for doing when plenty of other films do it. I just had to mention that there is a little bit of some cliches in this movie, but I think it's a lot of fun. Mainly because it has great actors and actresses, and the 5 women who are at like the forefront of this film, specifically Penelope Cruz, Jessica Chastain, and Lupita Nyong'o, I think they just carry this film, and they are so good, and they deliver these performances without like overcrowding each other. I think in an ensemble film like this, some people can really be like a little over the top, or there's one main character and the others sort of get a little sidelined, but I think this film did a really great job, and these actresses did such an amazing job portraying these characters to have depth to them that doesn't have to completely overshadow other people's stories. Additionally, I think it has that really great meeting of Ocean's 8 with a James Bond type movie with similar plots, but also like very strong humor in the film, which I really appreciated, and it felt specific to the characters and what they were going through, and I do feel like a lot of care was put into making these characters and not just being like, she's a female spy and she has no one in her life and she's just cold and icy and doesn't care about anything. Like there was thought put into these characters, even though they're brand new and they don't come from any intellectual property as far as I'm aware at this current moment of filming this, and so I really loved that. Other things I just thought were such good touches in this film, seeing the characters' hair be affected by the setting, and this may just be something that me having curly hair naturally and it being affected extremely when I'm in any sort of situation of heat and humidity, this film just really like touched on those things that as a female viewer I was like, yep, that is realistic, that is good, they still look good, these women are still sexy, but like they have these elements to them that just make them feel more real than other films have portrayed women to be in these type of roles. Major props to all the producers who caught all these little things and made this possible, because I appreciate you. I also wanted to point out the little American Crime Story reunion we had with Edgar Ramirez and Penelope Cruz there. If you don't know, in the second season of American Crime Story, which was titled The Assassination of Gianni Versace, Edgar Ramirez played Gianni Versace and Penelope Cruz played Donatella Versace, and so that was just a fun little thing to notice at the beginning of the film, to see them two together and be like, I've been here before. I felt like this film had a really nice color palette. Again, is this something that is super important to a spy film normally? No. But especially in the first half of the film, there is a really, really nice, almost feminine, spring-esque color palette. I'll try to like get a graphic so I can put on the screen sort of what I'm talking about here. And while these become like more extreme and vibrant by the end of the film and the more intense moments, it still keeps that really colorful feel that I felt differentiated this from a lot of like the gray, desaturated action spy things that we usually see in more male-dominated movies, and I just thought that was a nice way to make this feel different and not just feel like we're replacing a male role in a male movie with a female actress, but we're really gonna like put thought into how to make this unique. By the end of the film, and I won't spoil anything, I do smell a little bit of Universal trying to create another franchise here, and honestly, I would not be mad if I got these type of quality action, fun 2-hour movies with sequelizations. I think the characters are likable enough. There's enough there to explore. There are plenty of different threats that pop up in any of the intelligence agents' lives, that there's so much to explore here. I see you guys. I see what you're plotting and planning, and I commend you for it, honestly. What did you think of the 355? Are you even going to go watch it in theaters? Please let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this film and potentially this new franchise of spy movies. Please also be sure to like this video if you did enjoy my review of the 355, because I do plenty more reviews like this that you also might want to check out. And while talking about that, please consider subscribing, because I do a lot of entertainment related content that I think you might enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye, y'all. Also, can we like notice that I tried to like do a little bit of Jessica Chastain's hairstyle in that movie? Did not fully work. I don't have the bangs, but I tried, okay? Thank you.